Greetings and welcome to another Diablo 4 build video. Today I want to show you my Season 3 character that I'm playing. I'm playing Landslide Druid. I haven't seen much about this build, that's why I'm making this video, just to, inform you guys, get the word out there that it's a pretty cool build and it's pretty effective. So it's quite a lot to talk about. I'm not quite certain where to start. Let's maybe go through the abilities first on the skill tree. So we have these Earth Spike 2.0, but we're not using Earth Spike anymore, so we don't need any basic skill for this. Spirit Sustain is phenomenal. It's great. I can spam my core skill all the time. So how do we do that? We use Landslide. We have 5 points into here. We use Enhanced and Primal with the Terror mode procs. And we have Heart of the Wild 1 point to get to Wild Impulses to do even more damage. You notice that the core stills do more damage. I got 1 point into Predatory Instincts, actually a flex point. I can put it somewhere else, but we're actually always close to the enemy. So if I have more points somewhere, there's some flexibility on this build, but we get to that in a second. I got Earthen Bulwark right here together with Enhanced and Preserving to give me a nice chunk of Fortify. I have to toy around with this if I really need the Preserving Earthen Bulwark, or if I can just go on with Safeguard, because critical strikes will fortify me. Haven't toyed around with that much, but this is maybe something to consider. And then I got a Blood Hole together with Enhanced Blood Hole and Preserving Blood Hole for some decent attack speed. This is very nice because it heals me and the attack speed is very noticeable, you will see in a second. This actually replaced my basic skill. Then here I only got 3 into Nature's Reach to get more damage. I had Poison Creeper before, and I used it a lot, which is very good together with like Primal Landslide, because you immobilize a lot of monsters, you get a lot of Terror mode stacks, you also get a higher critical strike chance by everyone strangled. So it actually synergizes pretty well, but we don't need that, and I had to kick out that aspect of Poison Creeper, which creates landslides, for something else, which I will show you in a second. So moving on, then I replaced Poison Creeper because I couldn't fit in the aspect anymore with Hurricane, Enhanced Hurricane, and Natural Hurricane. Why is that? I just thought of this because I want to proc Vulnerable somehow. So this is a good way, especially against bosses. I do have the exploit Glyph, which gives me vulnerable for a few seconds, but then it has a 20-second cooldown to proc again. So I can use Hurricane in between and get vulnerable onto enemies, especially against bosses. Very nice. It's not so important against normal monsters or like elite monsters, but against bosses, it's actually very helpful. Then we get all these nice Earth stacks here, Crushing Earth, Safeguard, and Stone Guard. And I got 5 points in the trample. Actually, now that I see it, I can think about maybe I don't need 5 points in here. It just gives me more trample damage, but we are doing this for the landslide, which I will show you in a second. Then we get here the spirit, which also maybe we need, maybe we don't need. It's kind of nice because sometimes we are a bit low on spirit, so it's good that I talk through this to you, with you, whatever it's called, because I can see some improvements still in this build. Now moving on to the ultimate, we have Petrify along with the enhancements right here, which is very nice. This is a very strong skill, and it's very helpful overall, and I always want to use it. And I have the unique that pulls everything together, so this is just nice. Always when it's up, it's so great. Defiance, Circle of Life, Natural Disaster, and then Resonance. I actually put points again because it always gives me 6% increased damage, but then I triple it if the next skill is a Storm skill or Earth skill. But my only Storm skill is Hurricane, which is on a almost 16-second CD, so I'm not really using that back and forth that much here. But I still had these 3 points, so why not get 6% more damage? And the Earthman Might passive, key passive, yeah, I think it's self-explanatory because we're using a lot of Earth skills. All right, then complementary For that, here are the aspects that I'm using. I have the increased crowd control duration while the enemies are unstoppable. I deal increased damage, which also I assume helps me against bosses. I hope so. I hope that bosses are considered unstoppable, but I'm not 100% sure. I haven't found a better percentage on this actually, which is kind of sad. Increased control duration is also good, and then of course cooldown reduction. This helmet is actually not great, but I haven't found anything better. Like the armor is nice, the cooldown reduction is nice, but it's the lowest possible roll, so a lot of room for improvement here. Then we have Shared Misery. I'm just trying this out. I cannot really see or feel the impact of this. I just believe it is good, but I'm not sure. So probably gonna change that one. If I ever find Tybalt's, then I can put this Earthen Bulwark aspect on the chest, because Tybalt would be nice. We have 2 skills that give us Unstoppable. Anyways, a lot of damage reduction here, and ranks to Earth Bulwark is nice. Then the gloves, I got some attack speed. The critical strike damage of Earth skills, of course, is almost an anti-perfect roll again. Is very cool. More damage is always great. And then landslide, of course. And we have the trampled Earth aspect here. And trample is also nature magic and Earth skill. So that's why I put 5 points, because it's now nature, magic, and earth, which benefits from all the stuff that I just showed you, like crushing earth, stone guard. So it does actually do a lot of damage. But it's on a fairly high cooldown. So yeah. Then again, yeah, we have Earthen Bulwark here, a lot of damage reduction from close, damage reduction from distance, damage reduction. It's quadruple damage reduction actually. Not the best rolls, but still. And yeah, on the boots, movement speed, all stats, fortified generation. Not sure if I need fortified generation. If I have enough crit strike, I guess I get enough from my passive. And spirit cost reduction, and the how's it called, ballistic aspect. And then on the amulet, I have the crash stone aspect, which gives me more critical strike damage to crowd control enemies. So you see, I get crowd control duration here. I get more crowd control here for the shared misery, and then I get more damage, of course, for crit strikes. And then earth skill damage while in human form, total armor, spirit. It's not perfect. I'd rather have some cooldown reduction on here. Actually, I tried to roll it, but then I saw I got a perfect armor roll. As you can see, our armor's pretty high, so that's kind of cool. And we don't even have an aspect for armor. And then this one is very, very nice. It's not mandatory, but you will feel it, that it's just is great with your Petrify, because whenever we use Petrify, everything gets pulled inside and we can just... You will see in a second or minute. I don't know how long this takes. The build is so much to talk about. And yeah, willpower 15.7% is actually great. We have a lot of plus damage here. Also, this one benefits from willpower, like the physical damage that the proc does, or not proc, but when you do the ultimate. And lucky hit chance also great for us, because it helps our key passive. Damage to close enemies is great. Ultimate skill cooldown. It's like this is what I want. This is great. Then aftershock right here. This is very, very good for our damage output. Landslide will strike a second time with some bonus damage. It says additional 6 to 12% bonus damage. Like that is not even multiplicative, I think. So it's like nothing. But the second strike is of course great. Now we're looking for max life, lucky hit chance, crit strike of earth skills. Yeah, all that good stuff. Physical damage. And then we have the totem, of course. Cooldown reduction is huge on here. Could have some better rolls. Resource generation, I don't know if it's super needed, because we have the Seneschal, which also gives us the resource, but there you have it. And then lucky hit chance and intelligence. Actually, these rolls, or these stats are not perfect. I'm not sure what it can roll instead of intelligence, but intelligence, like, it gives us resource generation and resistance to all elements. Not so great. And then I have the retaliation here, because I'm fortified a lot, and my core skills do more damage. And yeah, in terms of jewelry, of course we have the blue ones, because it gives damage reduction while fortified, it gives critical strike damage to control enemies. And here we have resistance to all elements from diamonds. I also mixed in 2 of the max life rubies here, just because, why not? And then the Butcher's Cleaver. So this is the one that replaced my Poison Creeper Landslide aspect. I don't know what it's called, I'm sorry. Because this is actually awesome. I mean, I think it's awesome. Because I can actually see the enemies getting feared. So we have damage to healthy enemies, which is decent. Not the best, but it's decent. We have critical strike chance against injured enemies, which is meh. We have critical strike damage, which is great. We have physical damage, which is great. And we have damage to crowd control enemies a lot, which is also great because of our legendary note in the Paragon board. So lucky hits, when I'm critically striking, which I do a lot, the enemies have up to 100% chance. So when I critically strike and it's a lucky hit, then they will always get feared and slowed for 4 seconds. So they get crowd controlled, which again gives us more damage, right? So, and also this is like some kind of defensive option because feared enemy cannot hit you, cannot kill you. And I noticed that against bosses, you see the stagger meter go up pretty quickly. So this is also great. Wow, I need to talk a lot in these videos. Already 11 minutes, I'm so sorry. Spirit wounds. I got the reduced damage from elites here. I got the attack speed here. I got the crit strike damage here, of course. I get the lucky hit restores spirit. You can toy around with this and see what feels better. I mean, Calamity we don't really need because when we use Petrify, everything just dies very quickly. And the other ones really don't do much for us. We don't really need Fortify or something. So this one is the best here. And then Calm Before Storm has a chance to reduce the cooldown of my ultimate skill, which is very, very cool. So we don't use Obsidian Slam because we're not really into overpower with this build. Alright, Seneschal Construct. Just quickly, Flash of Adrenaline gives us more damage together with Tactical. I mean, you can see it here. Cooldown decreased, duration increased, and damage reduction to me for more safety, which means this is always up. 12 seconds cooldown. I mean, speed 1.5 seconds, I don't know what it means. Maybe that's the cast time, so it's not always up. But as soon as these get updated to rank 10, then I guess it is always up. Then we have Tempest for 0.7 seconds attack with arcing support and resource support and swift support. So this, this resource support gives us a lot of primary resource. Together with Swift and Arcing, it just procs a lot of time. Then Paragon board. Let's go quickly through it. I got the exploit glyph here. Self-explanatory, I guess. Then I went with the Earth and Devastation. We don't even have the highest bonus because we don't have as much damage crowd control. I think we can get it on a ring or amulet too, so we'll see about that. And I got the Earth and Sky right here to more damage. Then I didn't take Constricting Tendrils anymore because I'm not going to get any like plus damage to poison enemies, and I didn't really see the impact of this one actually. Maybe I get it later because, you know, the immobilizing would kind of be cool, I guess, to get more terror modes. I got the Tectonic right here, more lucky hit chance is great. Critical strike damage for Earth skills also. Then I got Inner Beast right here because we have 2 shapeshifting skills. This is actually up a lot. So it's like when you Blood Hole, you go into Werewolf, and then you use Landslide, you go into Human. So this is already 2 stacks of Inner Beast. Then I use Trample, I go into Grizzly Bear, then I go back into Human, and so on and so forth. It just naturally is always up. And then I have Human right here, more damage while in human form, then reduction while in human form. And I got the legendary note Ancestral Guidance, because we're spending a lot of spirit. Why not take the 30% more damage? We got the Undaunted glyph just fairly recently. I just believe I need more damage reduction, but we'll see about that. And we do also do more increased damage when fortified, and we get damage reduction. So sounds good to me. So we went through everything. It only takes like almost 15 minutes, and let's get into some gameplay. Basically, we spam Landslide, and in between we Grizzly, we Blood Hole for more attack speed. We do some Petrify. Whoops. And like the trample does like huge amounts of damage. But also Petrify is like super great. So we are on tier 52 now, which is not like the highest I know, but the build is not done. Still have some room in the Paragon board as I just showed you. Some room for damage reduction, some room for improvements on the glyphs, which will give us a lot of more damage too. And yeah, again, like there are 2 or 3 legendary aspects on the defensive side, which I'm not quite sure. I mean, we can, for example, remove the shared misery and get something more defensive, some more armor, for example. Like there's a lot of room. Butcher's Cleaver is nice, but it's probably not the best, like the best in slot. I need to test it out. It's just, you know, you see them feared, but they're also stunned, so it's like a double dip in crowd control. I assume Lightning Storm would be a bit better because it covers more of the screen. Fortify is a really targeted skill. Unless you do like Trample, you really need to target the monsters. But if you have like Petrify together with the Ring Inexorable, what's it called? Inexorable Will, then you can pull them all together, which is really fun. But we could get more cooldown reduction on the amulet, could get more cooldown reduction on the helmet. There is room for a lot of improvements actually. I'm looking forward to that, to building it up more and more. So far I'm having a lot of fun with it. And yeah, that's about it. That's the Landslide Druid. Hope you enjoyed this kind of video. It's new to me, like this format with Diablo 4, but I just wanted to show you like a neat build that maybe gets overlooked a bit. Maybe it's not like S tier, but it's really, really fun and something different. And it looks super cool. Look at that. It's awesome. See you in the next one. Good luck, have fun, and goodbye.